Welcome to Emily's Garden, come on out today. Welcome to Emily's Garden, just a snap away. In this place, life is celebrated. It's the place where dreams are cultivated. Welcome to Emily's Garden, just a snap away.
My name is Emily. Welcome to my garden. It's the place where dreams are cultivated. I have a great show planned for you today. We're going to take a little day trip. That's right, a day trip. We call it a staycation. Join me in my front yard for a little touch of Hawaii. Today we are blessed with a visitor from Hawaii, so I thought we should make some leis.
Aloha.
Aloha. Aloha means hello and goodbye?
Yes, and welcome. It can mean a number of things. And aloha is love.
Oh, and this is Noelani.
This is my aunt.
What part of Hawaii are you from?
I am from Kaneohe, Oahu, the main island.
Okay.
And it's a lot of fun there. We have green mountains and lots of flowers.
And I hear that you make the most wonderful leis, so I would like a lesson for the audience. We're using flowers from my garden, so I know that these are not tropical to Hawaii, but we do have zinnias, marigolds, and maybe some hydrangeas might pop in later. How do you make a lei?
Well, there are many ways to make a lei. You can use the string and a needle. String them down the middle.
This is the calyx.
Yes.
So you're going to go through the calyx itself.
This way.
This way from the
Yes.
top.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. And then you just string them all together with as much love as you can put in them, and enjoy the different colors to the size of your neck or your head that you like.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to act as the go-between person. So Noelani is going to make one lei.
Okay, so what I did was I took a piece of string and I doubled it, and there's a hook at the end of the lei needle. So you hook it right in the middle, and then you knot it at the end. Auntie Jan's going to do hers on her side. And then we will start lining the flowers up. And you just pick what you like.
I can hand them to you. And as we go along, I'd like to know a little bit about some of the flowers that you use for your leis in Hawaii.
We have a flower we call plumeria, which is very fragrant, very colorful, and it can be yellow, red, white, or it can be like this. Pick any color that you like to mix, and then just string them down the middle.
You know, a lot of people with the economy the way it is can't really go on vacations like they have in the past. So I'm calling this a staycation, as been coined quite
Yes.
frequently.
Yes.
Noelani is not only a neighbor, but I've known you for how many years, Noe? We won't date ourselves too much, but she used to babysit for me.
Well, not for you.
Okay.
For her daughter.
Who is on camera now. So,
You can get them all lined up and then
Yeah, you
string
can-
them down.
Whatever
and
is
then
comfortable.
pull them to the end. If you want to line them up on the needle, you can, or you can just spread them down on the string too. Mine are a little off here.
so if you wanted to have a luau, a Hawaiian party, what
Yes.
is that what a luau is? Because I'm going to ask the experts.
Yes, luau is a Hawaiian party or celebration,
Okay?
and you can make leis and put them on your friends, or you can lay them on the table for decoration, just to make it a fun event.
And tell me a little bit about the different leis that you can make, because I know that you're always saying hakule, and you're wearing something a little bit different here. So maybe we could talk a little bit about that as we go along.
The hakule is a style that is either braided, or it can be sewn on a piece of cloth, if you have cloth, or a leaf, and it is usually an open lay. This one can be used around your neck like what Noi has on today, or you could put it on your head. Might be a little thick, but it's still fun.
And this is really a beautiful art that has come down for centuries. A lei may be presented in greeting or farewell. In the Polynesian culture, a lei is often created and given to another person as a sign of affection, and as such an act would be symbolic of throwing away the love of the person that gave it to you. A lei should rather be properly returned to the earth, where the flowers were gathered, buried, burned, or simply hung from a tree branch. Lei making became quite an art form throughout the centuries. The Hawaiian word lei, in fact, means garland or wreath. Leis may be woven and braided with a variety of flowers, shells, nuts, and leaves. Worn, received, and given for almost any occasion in the aloha spirit. A common custom for travelers leaving the islands is to toss their leis into the ocean. If their lei drifts back to shore, a safe return to Hawaii and this little piece of paradise is ensured.
The leis are sold to different florists, and people will use it for a birthday occasion, for a celebration of anniversary.
I'm going to give you a dahlia, which is way bigger, unless you want to save it for something at the end. We can keep going with the zinnias.
I'll stay with the zinnias for now, and I will keep this for the end, like a guard petal.
Okay.
Yeah.
A guard petal. Now, I think that's very poetic.
It just binds the end,
Okay.
and keeps all the other flowers from falling off the string.
So that's where the protection lies.
Right.
Okay. That's beautiful. I think I might ask an assistant to cut me some more zinnias.
Do you want me to go get them? Do you want me to get them? I think I'm almost done, but I think mine's
Okay.
a little too short.
I just made a short one, so I don't know.
Okay. All right. So while we're waiting for some more flowers, I'm going to cut.
More string.
Yeah, and I want to get a better close-up of the lei needle itself. So if you didn't have a lei needle, which most people don't
Yes.
around here, I have to say,
Yes.
they could use a sewing needle.
Yes.
Okay.
It would have to be a long sewing needle, or they could use some florist, what is it, the metal wrap, and make it thin enough like this.
Okay.
And just,
So that would be the wire.
yes, the wire, the
Okay.
florist wire.
Okay.
Yes.
And the end of this, I saw how you hooked it, so it's got an open end like a self-threading
That's
needle.
Still with, yes, and use the florist wire, yes.
Okay, here's some more flowers. Thank you, Noe. So what did I do with my thread? 'Cause let's get a close-up of you actually starting it. So this has an open end on it.
Yes.
And this is just what they call knit crocheting.
Crochet
Yeah.
thread, yes.
Yep.
And you just take off the amount or the
should
size of the
do us.
lei that you like,
Okay.
and just tie a little knot just to hold it.
Okay.
You can leave it open if you wish, but the little knot will help protect it from losing the needle.
Okay. And now you're going
You're
to.
going to hook it on like so.
Okay. I'm going to have you do that again.
This is your loop
Okay.
on the other end, and a little hook on the needle, and pull through, and then start slowing your.
Voila, as simple as that. Okay, so generally maybe about 20, 30 flowers depending on how big you
Yeah.
want to make them.
Yes.
And these are almost done.
This one is done. It's a little bit short. But
So we'll look and see how we end it. They're beautiful. And I did bring out some marigolds. You know, it's very late summer right now, so a lot of these things are in full bloom.
Auntie Jane, I'm going to ask you to
Yes.
connect this one because I'm not sure
Okay.
how. I think is it a little short?
Well, you know what
Is
you
that-
can do is add mine, which is short.
Okay. So take it off in here?
Yeah, take it off from there.
Okay.
Okay.
And just
We're
tie.
splicing.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
splicing, exactly.
All right.
And
Show
you
it
just
close.
tie there.
Tie from this one.
Yes,
Right there and
right
there.
there, and just
Make it as
connect
tight
them.
as you
It's
can.
a longer lay.
Okay.
See, you can make nice lays here. You know, people go, what they gonna use? Because she says, oh, you wanted lay needles? I said, well, they can use marigolds because I know I did that once. They're beautiful.
And I've
I
done them
made
with
one out of
carnations.
daffodils too.
Yeah,
Daffodils and daffodils are fragrant too.
yes.
Which
But
are
the
nice.
carnations are little
Yeah.
enough, and they have a fragrance, some of them.
Yeah.
I did some with French carnations. You can even make French carnations out of the full ones if you know how to
Yes.
do it, but it's a lot more
Yes.
work.
Here you go.
That shows.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That'd be good. Nice size.
And
How beautiful is that?
Yeah.
So the care for your lay after it's made,
I would wrap it in maybe some wax paper or brown paper bag
okay?
so that the cold in the refrigerator doesn't burn any of the flowers. Leave them untouched until you're ready to use the lay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I tested it out with a zinnia lay. It lasts in the fridge for about a week. And the flowers aren't wilted or anything. They're very fresh.
Yeah.
Tell me of the custom.
Well, when you present a lay, you want to present a kiss too because you're giving aloha
Yeah.
to somebody. And it surrounds you.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I want you to have one to wear too.
Okay.
You said that you might be able to do it with hydrangeas, and as I said, we're approaching
That's for
late
haku,
August.
right?
It's for a haku.
Yeah.
Is that
It's just something that's braided in.
it's braided
Yeah.
in?
But actually, I could do it with wrap or string.
So if I bring this up, what I'm going to do is just hold it right here. So you have something to work with. Because I know that you know what you're talking about.
Do you need another
And you know
lay
what?
needle?
No.
No.
Tell me about the ribbon too, Noelani, because I
Oh.
know that you said that
You would tie on one end just to hide where the lay was tied together, and you
Okay.
would decorate it with the ribbon.
Okay, so if I just cut, oh, what would be a pretty color? If we just cut,
I'm not good at making ribbons.
okay. How are you at ribbon cutting?
Not really.
Okay,
I
and
just cut.
what are you doing now?
Well, I'm using the thread, but some people can use something that's fine, like dental floss,
Okay,
and that will work just as well if you don't have crochet thread.
okay,
And what you're going to do is create a lei that can be used openly with flowers on it,
okay.
or on the head, which is like a garland.
And that's
or
called a hakule?
a hakule.
Okay,
And you just start it by connecting one end of the ribbon, or you could use a dried vine or something that's flexible, and you're just going to braid it in together. And if you use hydrangea, they're very, very beautiful. And you just use pieces, and the twine can go around it, and
See.
it just holds it there. And you continue making little pieces. Your pieces can be very little, and your lei or your hakule will stay on a narrow, or it can be thicker, and you would, of course, have a wider lei, whichever you prefer.
now I used these flowers because, as I said again, we're at the end of the season.
Yes.
The pink is very indicative of that.
Yes.
This is Paniculata grandiflora, the hydrangea that is known for drying in the fall. The colder the weather, or if the hydrangea is stressed, will make it pronounced pink. So that's what we have here, and we've had both here in New England. It's been very, very dry, and it's also towards the end of the season, so we're lucky enough to have these. Now the blue ones,
Oh, they're beautiful.
they are beautiful, but they really don't hold up as well. So I'm wondering how they'd be for something like this.
They would make a nice lei. They may not last as long, like you say, but
The word hydrate is in the word hydrangea,
yes.
and that's for a reason. They need a lot of water, which is why I didn't choose to use these for this demonstration.
Oh, yes. But they make a beautiful blue lei. We call it a blue lei. And people enter it in the contest, and they win because it's so unusual and oftentimes hard to find.
So I see now you have contests as well.
Yes, we do.
Have you ever entered any?
Not the major ones, but smaller ones, and I've had fun.
And I can see how time-consuming this lei is, so we probably won't finish it today.
No.
But I see that Noelani's busy working, and that's good because I want you to walk away with a lei today.
Yeah.
Noelani, we got to get a little bit more into the hula because I was able, she let me film her doing a hula at a
Yes.
function.
Yes.
So I'd like to talk a little bit about the hula. Hula is a form of dance dating back to early settlers on the Hawaiian Islands. Hand motions and body movements are choreographed to words in a song or chant, translating ancient folklore of the Hawaiian culture. Hula dancing originated from 6 traditional moves. Interpretations of the series of movements have created unique and beautiful performances throughout the centuries. The smooth flow of movements may represent trees blowing in the wind or fish swimming in the ocean. Traditionally, both men and women wear knee-length level skirts made of palm leaves as well as flower leis around their arms, lower legs, and head. Originally, women wore skirts that were much shorter and men simply wore loincloths until on or about the year 1820 when missionaries changed that order of dress to comply with a less revealing wardrobe. How did you get started doing hula?
Well, I think it started really with family tradition and visiting, the family visiting my aunties in Hawaii and them introducing me to the Hawaiian culture and seeing cousins dance hula, going to shows or going to museums and seeing people dance hula and seeing them perpetuate the culture.
And it's mostly hand movement, telling a story. There is some hip. I mean, a lot of people think of the hula dancer in scanty outfits, but it didn't start out like that.
No, hula is the story is told in the hands.
What I'm noticing is it's okay if you leave some of the stem. That just makes a little bit more of a space in between.
Yes.
But if you wanted to, you could go very close too,
Right,
and
right.
just have a lot, which would make fuller.
Exactly.
I'm sure gladiolas are often used as well.
Possibility.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some creative people that can make beautiful leis out of anything. I had one made out of chili peppers once.
You did?
My eyes watered,
Oh my
but
goodness.
it was beautiful.
And leaves, it's quite often done out of leaves.
Absolutely, yes.
And your leaves are tea?
They make it out of tea leaf, yeah. Which is not your traditional tea that you make tea with.
No.
It's T-I, not T-E-A.
So if you didn't have enough for a lei, you could do a hairpiece.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
How pretty is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, so
And
this
this
is great.
this would dry.
Yes.
It would be fragile, but you could certainly hang it somewhere if you didn't
Absolutely.
touch it. So you'd have that one for
Who
much
has
longer.
the string? Because I need
I
to
do,
add.
honey.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
You can see what she's been doing is she's been taking this ribbon and wrapping it around.
Yes.
So this is your linear base,
Yes.
and this is basically what you're doing to it for it to adhere. So when that's done,
Yes.
you have one flat side.
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay, so I think we're almost ready to have you present to your aunt. And while you're doing the end piece, you told me a little bit about your lei, Noe.
Oh,
What's
it's made out of Fimo clay, but it actually looks very realistic. It looks like a real flower, but it is not a real flower. This is made out of clay. It's called the Pua Kini Kini.
Pui kini kini.
You got it.
Good.
And that means the 5-cent flower?
Yes.
Is that right?
Back in the day, it sold for 5 cents a flower. Now it's a little bit more.
A little bit more. Everything goes up.
And the
Yeah.
color, when you first pick it, Auntie Jan, it starts out as white,
You are
right?
correct. Mm-hmm.
And then as it gets older, it turns orange,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And do you think that it's more popular in the orange style, or do you think that people like them in all of the colors of the...
Well, if you get a white one, then you're lucky. When I came to Noi's graduation, it was orange because it had sat for like 3 days, but it still has a pungent fragrance that is wonderful.
Now I'm going to ask you this. Are there any, because there are so many Hawaiian legends, stories about the flower or about hula or about the lei, are there any that's fresh in your mind that you could share with us?
Naupaka. It's a flower that blooms in half. Naupaka. Naupaka.
So there's a legend for this flower?
Yes. And the flower is taken by a couple that were not allowed to marry. And one took half of the flower and went to the mountain. The other half, they went to the ocean. And they said that one day in heaven, the flower will be together again as a whole flower instead of just halves.
That's beautiful.
So when you put the lei together, then it makes one whole flower.
Correct. This is the legend of Naupaka, Naupaka.
So how often do you come to visit from Hawaii? Because you know I'm going to go there someday.
Yes, I've been coming here for the last 3 years, and it's been about a year's time.
Now, I haven't seen you in a while.
Yes, we came and we scouted in your garden a little bit the last time I was here because I wanted to see your garden.
I was privileged that Noe asked me to do a wedding
Oh yes,
a long time ago, Noe, and it was beautiful.
oh yeah,
And that's when I was introduced to your relatives.
yes.
And they all brought orchids and all other flowers with them. And we
Anthuriums.
made this beautiful wedding. Do you remember the arrangements that we did, Noe?
I did. They had both European flowers and
Yes.
tropical flowers.
And they were made from coffee cans and placemats, and I'm going to
Yes.
show you those. Have you ever seen these placemats? I actually did this for a friend of mine that had a Hawaiian wedding, and we filled these up after cutting the placemats to the right length to cover the can, like so. Okay, are we
Emily,
ready
do
to
you want to
greet?
give this to Auntie Jan, or do you want me to
Because
give
I
it to-
can't move, I want you
Okay.
to, and I'm going to throw you a kiss. Mwah.
Hey. Mwah. Yeah, I still tell people about your garden.
Well, I had a great time today. We part until we meet again. See you next time here in Emily's Garden. Now I'm going to ask you this. Are there any, because there are so many Hawaiian legends, stories about the flower or about hula or about the lei, are there any that's fresh in your mind that you could share with us?
No, Paka.
Did you just say a swear word?
No, 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 Paka.
I'm going to cut that out.